in the tender belly entry right behind him, the Racer's Edge Sinar 1 of McCallion, number 45 right behind them, the 22 of Ellsworth. Cody Ellsworth doing a nice job in that CRP de Vilbis Hawk Performance Porsche, and behind them Carter Young with those broken fingers just trying to hang in there. And he told me how much it hurt in yesterday's race. It certainly doesn't get any better when you got another race right on top of it here on the next day. So he's doing a great job just to hang in there, Cal.
Yeah, he really is. Great performance, just digging deep. Great little battle.
McCallion is really trying to work over Clennon. Tricky turn 19. Ooh, Ellsworth carried out a lot of speed out of it, didn't he?
I thought he was going to peek down to the inside there as they went to the turn-in point, but he didn't. He thought better of it. Sid Carter Young is doing a great job of just hanging with this gaggle of cars right here. Very impressed with this young man. I think he's got big plans for next year. Greg may incorporate some endurance races.
Yeah, he's just fallen in love with it. And he's the perfect example of the Global Motorsports Group driver development deal. He was just a customer, took his personal car to them, where, of course, they're one of the absolute best in aftermarket performance parts, certainly for Porsches, which he had. And they did some work, and then he said, yeah, I'd like to, can I do any kind of a track day thing? And they said, yeah. So got him set up with some stuff out at Thermal Club, a little track in the Palm Springs area, and he was able to go out there and showed some pretty good speed, and eventually he said, yeah, I might want to try some racing. And drivers like Alec Udell as part of the coaching program, they got that all worked out, and he showed up here in this series at the most recent round at Utah Motorsports Campus. It was quite impressive and had a great run yesterday, so doing it all today with that badly damaged hand. Meanwhile, Gottsacker and Chase, Parker has gone around now and picked up that second spot from his teammate, but again, that little bit of dicing between the two of them. Look at the margin. This is about as big a lead as we've seen. It's almost a second and a half now for Baptista.
Yeah, it looks like the Hanley's gone away more on the Ginettas, which we didn't anticipate. We thought it would be the other way around. So Baptista's obviously managed his car on the tires very effectively in the first 40 minutes of this race. That was a handy margin.
As we watch Parker Chase now, can he get after it here in these final 10 minutes and go get this number 3 Flying Lizard Porsche? And you were just talking about it, Cal. You don't see him throwing this car around sideways or anything. He's understanding what he needs to do with these tires, and all of that comes through a great setup on the car in this iBox suspension. As we take a look at the iBox suspension, Cam.
Yeah, working very effectively. Baptista and Stacy giving Jim Bellum, the engineering squad at Flying Lizard, the right information to now get this Cayman working really well. The suspension system, as you can see there. A few more bumps now this year, Greg. Certainly there's been some harsh winters here in Texas. A lot of rain over the last couple of winters actually has caused a little bit of heaving with the road. Some more bumps to deal with.
And he exits turn number 11. Plants that throttle, which is working real well on the straights here as the rest of the top 5 come into view. And as you see this great field on their way, if you're like us and are big fans of the series and you want to know what's going on throughout the week, just do it through social media. First place to go, world-challenge.com. Great video content there, including links of the live webcast of the races. You can also go to Facebook, just search the Pirelli World Challenge Championship fan page, or on Twitter, look for the handle at WC Racing. And for all things racing, take a moment and check out Motor Trend On Demand, which includes the archives of all the Pirelli World Challenge webcasts. You can start your free trial at motortrendondemand.com today. I saw a big change in this great battle here. Clennon was in fourth, and looked like he just overcooked it heading into turn 11. And McKaylian, Ellsworth, and Young have gone through.
Ellsworth had a little bit of a moment. Snap oversteer that he had to grab.
It gave Carter a little bit of a rejuvenation. 7 minutes left. That would be for sixth. That's actually, that would be for fifth. So top five is big. Cody Ellsworth now, I think he senses an opportunity. He really is pushing McKaylian now that they've gone through on Clennon. Again, this is back in the 13th overall position, but this GTSA category for the non-professional rated drivers doesn't mean they don't have a lot of talent. It just means they don't make their living as a professional race car driver. They often put on some absolutely superb racing, as we're seeing today. George Kurtz still leads the class, and he has been able to open up about a second and 1.8 seconds over the 47 of Jensen. And Bell in the number 2, the team car to that red number 45, the black number 2 of Jason Bell, sits third, but about 4 seconds or so off of Jensen. We're going to pause real quick. We'll be right back with our CBS Sports Network coverage. Fabulous battling throughout the field continuing here at the Pirelli World Challenge Grand Prix of Texas. In our GTS category, this is a stout battle right now for fourth. It is led by the number 45 Sin R1 GT4, a beautiful little prototypical looking GT4 machine of Bob McKaylian, chased by Cody Ellsworth, then Carter Young. And it had Ben Clennon right there where you see him hit that bump, Cal, and that just totally unsettled the car.
Yeah, it just gets really wide, probably in the ABS there, which will slow you down some, but not effectively. And you can see he runs wide, and the battle continues.
Well, literally a bump like that, when the car completely unloads suddenly, it can almost confuse the ABS sometimes, can't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And suddenly it's leaning into it, and it's not a safety net. It's not like it's just going to get you around the corner. It's just going to stop the wheels from locking up. If you're carrying too much speed, you can see the effect there. You just go straight on. But up front, Baptista has managed this race very effectively. The Ginetta boys have switched positions again. Parker Chase is now up to second, and seeing if he can dig deep and do anything with under 5 minutes to go.
We saw him be able to close up on Ian James yesterday and give him a real run. But I think that Porsche just, it looks so balanced right now. Everything's working. It's got a little bit of a straight line advantage, as the Panos did. But I think maybe the Porsche right now in the twistier bits, Cal, is in a little bit better shape than that Panos was yesterday. And it's making it tough for Parker and Harry here at this stage.
It really is. Parker Chase has been floating this Ginetta through these corners. But Baptista's done a really good job. I think he may have a little bit of understeer in the car, or he's just running a much wider line through some of the corners to not really overload, particularly that left front tire.
If he can hang on to it, this would be a fourth win on the season for Baptista. He's always been right there and fast, but just hasn't been able always to be able to put the wins together. This is the battle for the lead in GTSA, and it's still the 0-4 of George Kurtz in that CrowdStrike GMG McLaren. And you can see Jensen is all over him by the time they get through the twisty stuff and they get on that straight. And that great McLaren speed allows George to draw away. Jensen in the Nola Sport Porsche, he has been up on the wheel this entire race, doing a great job. We saw that huge save earlier in the race, and he is still hounding your points leader. And this could be a big day for George as well, couldn't it?
Yeah, he's got potential to clinch as it runs right now. I think if he wins this and keeps Jensen behind him with Gables with his drive-through penalty running down in the 8th position, this could be enough for Kurtz to clinch this championship with 2 rounds to go as we head to Sonoma.
And getting word from race control, next time by start finish for our overall leader Baptista, white flag will come out. Here's Kurtz. Watch Jensen, he just closes it up. He really is carrying some speed here.
On the brakes. You've just got to try and think this through. This is a real chess game here with under 3 minutes to go for the victory in GTSA.
And that McLaren just launches.
does. He's got to try and get the lead somewhere early in the lap so that when they get to the back straightaway, he's gapped this McLaren. George is, he knows his animal. He knows what he's got underneath him. He knows the advantages and the pros and cons racing against this Porsche. This is where that lead gap will be eaten into, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, McLaren from 20 up into 1 makes a lot of that margin that he's got right now. And right
Jensen
here,
there. It's like the Pac-Man coming after you.
Well, here's Baptista heading down into turn 12, and a few more corners. The white flag will fly for Rodrigo.
And you see these guys really starting to dance a little bit through the apex area of the corners. Parker Chase really having to hang on there. He's trying to dig deep and try and get every ounce of speed out of that Ginetta.
And in the background, I think I just saw Courtney get inside into 12 on Drew Stavely. So Jeff Courtney may have just picked up a 4th spot here.
Solid season for Jeff Courtney in that Maserati. Really putting some tremendous performances. Started from the front row. He's had some great qualifying runs, some great fast lap times earlier in these weekends to put himself in a good qualifying position for the second round of the championship doubleheaders.
Here we go through the final turn, turn 20. White flag greeting the Porsche from Flying Lizard Motorsports of Rodrigo Baptista. With Chase and Gottsacker and Ginetta's following through. And then, did Courtney get that pass done on Stavely? They were side by side. He did. He just goes by start finish, and he is now up into 4th. Drew Stavely slipping to 5th.
Can Baptista continue to do what he's done since turn 12 on the opening lap, lead this race? Outstanding performance by the whole group. As we said, probably made some slight adjustments on the car since yesterday. Learn a lot when you run 50 minutes. In terms of what the car's going to give you on long green flag runs.
And there is Courtney in the Maserati, up now into 4th. And was a relentless, long attack, and Jeff doing a superb job. Bringing that car now up into the 4th spot. Up and through that very tricky turn 9, an important turn run through turn 10, that fall away high-speed sweeper. Ooh, Jason Bell pulled off to the outside right there. So, well, he's just had such a roller coaster season. He's been so fast so often.
See the leaders there heading down towards turn 12. Greg Baptista seems to have a nice gap. Here he is. Can he bring it home? Back marker car right there. There's our leader. Look at this. Gottsacker down the inside on his teammate. This is what Baptista wants to see, those two duking it out. And
Harry was floated a little wide there, but it was enough. Keeps Parker behind him. Parker, look at him, just go to the throttle. Back end rotating around. He's coming up the inside. Oh!
Gottsacker turns it by himself. I don't think there was a nudge there.
I agree.
Made to try to tighten the opening up a little bit. And just loses the rear end late in the going, and Courtney is through. Stavely's through.
Yeah, I think he saw Parker decide to run that tight line and tried to turn in a little bit too soon.
Gottsacker saw him coming and tried to close the door a little bit and just ran out of rubber, it seemed like.
So now he's back behind the bunch, but into the final turn. Here he comes. Rodrigo Baptista. Porsche wins at Circuit of the Americas. Flying Lizard and Rodrigo Baptista, 4th win of the season for them. Parker Chase, a great drive up into 2nd again. And for Harry Gottsacker, he will slip to 5th as Courtney, by virtue of that quick spin and recovery by Harry Gottsacker, will end up on the podium in the Maserati. So Porsche, Ginetta, Maserati up on the podium. Great variety there as well. And here is the 04 of George Kurtz as he heads into that triple apex right-hander. Looks like he's got some room at this stage. Heading down into
up to the 7th position. That gains him a point. It's going to be really tight in terms of whether Kurtz clinches here today.
Here we go. Kurtz, McLaren winning in GTSA at Circuit of the Americas. And the bigger question is where is Jensen? He lost a ton of time on that final lap. And George Kurtz, stunning achievement, his 8th straight win and 9th on the season. And we are going to step away. We will come back and hear from our winners here at the Pirelli World Challenge Grand Prix of Texas. right, folks, we're just going to lay out here. We will be back with our interviews for our CBS Sports Network show in just a couple minutes.